On the outskirts of Tallinn, Estonia, close to the airport in an industrial area, is the headquarters of a company by the name of Milrem Robotics. This may be the first time you're hearing about them, but this Estonian company has developed some pretty impressive technology being used on the battlefield, stuff that is already combat-proven in Ukraine. We take a closer look at the company's portfolio of unmanned combat vehicles in today's video. Two quick things before we begin. First, we've just set up our Instagram account at Baltic Defense Video. If you use this form of social media, feel free to connect with us. Secondly, we're signed up with the platform Contribee. There you can support our work with one-off contributions, while monthly supporters will get early access to all our videos. With those things out of the way, let's continue. So, learning that an Estonian company is developing unmanned ground vehicles for military applications isn't all that surprising if you visited Tallinn in the last few years. After all, it's in this city that you'll find autonomous courier vehicles and these cute little autonomous grocery robots. And so Milrem Robotics is clearly another exciting player in Estonia's thriving tech sector, branching into defense. But Milrem isn't exactly a new kid on the block. The company is over a decade old, having been established in 2013. The company has a few unmanned ground vehicles available. They include the Themis, Havoc, Vector, and Type X. Themis, Vector, and Type X are tracked platforms, with Themis being the smallest and lightest at roughly 1.6 metric tons. The Type X is in the middle at 12.5 tons, and Vector is the heaviest of these tracked vehicles at 14.5 metric tons before payload. These vehicles can be customized for various roles and missions, similar to manned platforms like the Boxer or CV-90 or ASCOD. For example, the Vector and Type X can be armed with heavy weapons, 25 to 30 mm, a multi-canister launcher, and a 40-kilometer range communications antenna. The website also shows that the Type X can be fitted with a self-protection roller, a loitering munition system, or even a mine layer module. On the Milrem website, the Vector is also shown as an engineering and recovery variant. On the wheeled side is the Havoc, a platform that can also be adapted for various roles. This is an 8x8 robotic combat vehicle, or RCV, combat platform equipped with an advanced AI-driven navigation and excels in offensive and defensive operations across diverse terrains, environments, and climates. Its weight is similar to the tracked Vector, but 15 tons in this case. With its 8 wheels, the Havoc's maximum on-road speed is 110 km an hour or 50 km an hour off-road. The larger tracked platforms are a bit slower on the road with a maximum speed of 80 km an hour. The tiny Themis can only move as fast as 20 km an hour. In terms of customers for Milrem Robotics vehicles, Themis has already been acquired by 19 nations, including 8 NATO members: Estonia, France, Germany, the Netherlands, Norway, Spain, the UK, and the US. Themis UGVs are also assisting Ukrainian soldiers in the war with Russia. You can see on its website all the weaponry that can be fitted onto this little robot. As it relates to our YouTube channel, Estonia's order for Themis was placed in September 2020 by the country's Centre for Defence Investment. It was actually part of a joint procurement agreement with the Dutch to procure a total of 7 Themis vehicles. 4 went to the Royal Netherlands Army, with the other 3 going to Estonian Defence Forces. As far as we can tell, none of the other platforms offered by Milrem have been acquired by any militaries at the time of making this video. Of course, do correct us if we missed something. Outside of unmanned platforms, one other major point of interest with Milrem Robotics is its deal to support the upgrade of the Estonian Defence Forces CV-90 infantry fighting vehicles with engineering expertise as part of a consortium led by GoCraft and Scania Estonia. The deal was signed in June 2021 at a cost of 29.3 million. Milrem Robotics was tasked with refurbishing all 37 CV-90s and converting 31 into different types of supporting vehicles, including fire support, engineering, and anti-tank roles, specifically based on the needs of the Estonian Defence Forces 1st Infantry Brigade Scouts Battalion. Ivar Jansson, Strategic Category Manager for Armoured Vehicles at ECDI, stated, The CV-90 support vehicles rebuild program is the most complicated engineering project entrusted to the Estonian defense industry. This fact illustrates the maturity of our industry to handle large-scale and complex defense projects. Milrem Robotics can definitely be considered as a flagship of those industrial capabilities, and we are looking forward to cooperating with them during the design phase of the project. We'll definitely be discussing Estonia's CV-90s more in a separate video. There's definitely more that can be said about Milrem Robotics, but we won't get too deep in this video. But it's clear that this Estonian firm is well respected in the global defense industry, as it has already secured partnership agreements and investments from several major defense contractors around the world, from Krauss Maffei Wegmann in Germany to Hanwha Aerospace in South Korea. Since its founding in 2012, the company has expanded its global footprint to include multiple offices in Estonia and additional offices in Finland, Sweden, Poland, the Netherlands, the UAE, and the USA. What do you think of the products being offered by Milrem Robotics of Estonia? Do you think this is the future of armed conflict? Let us know by leaving a comment.